My name is Ethan Gilliam, and this is day 5 of Advent of Code. I'm a little late, but it's all good. Part 1 of day 5 of Advent of Code is pretty simple. What they do is they give you range. They give you ranges like it's what do you call it? It's inclusive, right? And after the ranges, they give you numbers, and these numbers represent IDs. And basically, you count how many of these IDs land in this range, in these ranges, right? So what I did, here's my solution, was I didn't, okay, I forgot what these are called. I'm pretty sure they're called, oh, I want to say, I want to say they're not macros. I know, I forgot the name of it, but it's basically just instead of saying this the whole time, you can say that, and instead of saying this, you can just say that. So instead of having to say stood vector and then stood pair long, 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 long every single time, why not I just say that? And it's just nicer, you know what I mean? So I made a vector of pairs of long, 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 long. Why of long, long? Because if you see the input, it's insane. Like, look at these big numbers, right? So I just made it long, 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 so I can hold those numbers. Afterwards, I read in the line each line. So I find the dash. If the dash somehow equals n pause, meaning that I couldn't find the dash or the line's empty. Honestly, I should say just line that empty for this one. I think that would be better. I should probably put it before before the dot find, then just break. If not, string to long long line dot substring from 0 to dash. So basically you get that part, and then string the long long dash plus 1. So it got this part. And I also use the list initialization because it's the move, you know. And then after I just push it back into the vector of stood pair long long. Honestly, I could have done it all in here, but that I feel like it's just like it just doesn't look nice, you know. Okay, then after, this is just some debugging, don't worry about that. After I called std sort from the start to the end, and I passed in the lambda that took in two parameters that basically is saying just sort it ascending, but sorted by the first one. So in this case, like the start of each of the ranges. That will make sense more into here. Before I show the rest of the code, basically what happens next is what was it? It's what I basically did. I just went through each number. This is the easiest solution, right? I just want to make it a little faster. I went through each number and then went through each range. If it's in this range, add by one, right? But that would result in let let m be the amount of ranges and let n be the number of IDs I have to check. That'll be n times m. You know what I mean? So obviously that's like an easy solution. That's the easy way out. But I kind of want to make it faster, right? So what I did first was this part. So I made index 0. This is called 0 initialization, right? And then basically while the index is less than static cast in, honestly I could just do this and oh wait, no, because it changes. Never mind. I was gonna say how about I just make an integer here so I don't keep static casting, but range that size could change. Okay. So then again, right here, while range at I and j, I just made an alias because I didn't want to keep saying ranges dot at. So why don't I just make I and j just point to the same thing? So same memory location. So I said if I dot second is less than equal to j dot first. Okay. So let me make a picture for this actually. Okay, so I got this extension on VS Code. It's basically just a drawing. Like, you can just draw. Okay, so basically what we have right now, right? Pretend there's a graph. And I'm giving ranges, right? And I know for a fact that these ranges, like it could look like this, right? We know the start of the range is always going to be less than or equal to the next range, right? So like it doesn't care about the end. Again, it doesn't care about the end. It only cares about the start and that's it. There can never be a situation where it's like the next range for some reason is like that. Why? Because I sorted them by the starts. Okay, so that's never a situation, but there is a situation where it could look like this, maybe like they're the same start, like and the ends are not the same. Okay, and then this could look like this, maybe, right? or it could look like something crazy. Maybe like maybe like it starts here and then goes all the way up for some reason, right? That's like it's a possibility, right? It could happen. So in index, right? Index is less than the range dot size minus one. Okay, why minus one? Because I want to make sure the index I'm currently at has something to compare to in front of them. But that makes sense. This will hopefully make sense when I explain it. So first I make I and j, right? Because I don't want to keep saying ranges dot at or ranges box bracket. I like to call them box brackets like these right here. Uh, so if I dot second, so uh, for example, this one right here, if I dot second, so we're talking about this, is greater than or equal to j dot first, what does that imply? J dot first right here. What does that imply is that means that they overlap, okay? That these ranges overlap. If they overlap, how about I just combine them, right? That was my thought. How about I just combine them so that there's less to work with, right? Because if I have a range like this, assume it's separate from the data set, right? And then if I have a range like this, right? Well, these are taking two spots, right? These are taking two spots. And possibly if I have a range like this as well, like it goes higher, like if I were to do possibly, for example, like a binary search, that might not work. You know what I mean? It might not work. So how about instead of having all of these and just like having them separate, how about I just have them in one range and it would be way better. It'd be so much better, right? So that's what I'm doing here, basically. So if they somehow overlap, that's basically what it's saying. I know like the lack of comments, I should have more comments. But this is like my code, you know what I mean? Uh I'm making a new range using list initialization, right? I'm to take the minimum of I dot first and J dot first, right? Now that I think about it, it's gonna be it should always be I dot first, right? Because I sorted them. So obviously, yeah, it should always be I dot first no matter what, because we're the only situations. It's either that it's I dot first, or if it's possibly J dot first, that means I dot first equals J dot first. Yeah, hopefully that makes sense. And then take the max of I dot second or J dot second, right? Okay, then I made the range equal the new one, right? And then I'm gonna erase the one in front of it, right? So we basically just combined it. That's basically what it's saying right there. I can maybe make this a little better, who knows? But it works. It works. So afterwards, this is basically doing like a is this it? Okay, this is basically doing like a binary search type of thing. So first I said long current number. This is now, by the way, reading in each number right here. So, and then how many, basically it just keeps a count. I just made an integer, why not? Right? And then size t, why size t, you might ask? Uh, why did I make a size t? I think it's because that's what dot size returns. And it's also like since I thought it's because it's what dot size returns and dot capacity returns, why not just stay within that, like what do you call it? Within the what's that name? Within the same type. You know what I mean? So size t. Left, I mean a zero because it's zero initialized right here, and right ranges dot size minus one. This is basically binary search. This is just binary search. And while it's not found, was that needed? I don't think it's needed. Well, it's because it stops here. I could make a break. Nah, I remember my teacher saying he doesn't like breaks. So I just like ever since then I just been doing it. There's like a whole argument he made about it. But yeah, so while left is less than equal to right, because if it is equal, that means is this the one basically. So first find the middle in between that two. If okay, this is using C++ 17 feature. It's object destructuring, I believe. So basically it's a pair, right? So instead of saying middle ranges dot at uh dot first, then maybe dot second, dot first and dot second, it doesn't really tell you what it really is. So basically what this is doing, it just makes dot first you can just refer it as range start instead, and dot second just say range end instead. They both refer to the same thing because it's also being passed by reference. So if range start. Oh, this is also using another C++ 17 feature. It's called if initialization. It just uses, honestly, I did not need to do this, but I just wanted to use it. Basically, this statement or these variables right here can only be used in this scope right here and cannot be used anywhere else. But now you're probably saying, okay, then why would you even do it? There's nowhere else it can go. I don't know. I just really wanted to use it. And then let's say if the range start is in between this range, right? And then again, remember we combined all these ranges, right? Technically, uh, these all these ranges right here would be combined into one, right? That's so much better. That's so much better than having to go through, like, even if we're doing linear search, this is so much better because now it's just one like lookup instead of having to look through all those ranges, right? And this is just, this is just normal binary search. Now right equals middle minus one and left equals middle plus one. And then if we didn't find it, obviously don't add to how many, but if we did find it, then make found equals true and how many plus plus. I think I could have added a break, but it's fine. And after, once finally ifile stops putting a number into current number, break. And after, let's see how many. So let's check out our answer and see if it's the same as one we got on the website. Should be 798, 798. Okay, perfect. And yeah, 798. Boom. Okay, and if you try, I'm pretty sure if you try to copy my answer, I mean like 798. It's everyone's different, so it doesn't matter. Okay, but now they're asking this, right? This is like where I got the idea of combining them, right? So we don't care about the second half of the data set right now. That's why I made like there's a part two .cpp, but we don't care about the second half no more. I mean, yeah, we don't care about the second half. All we care about now is how many valid IDs are in between these things. So for example, 3, 4, 5 is valid. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 is valid. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, excuse me, is valid. But then let's say if you were going through the route of, okay, let me just count like how many there are here. So that'd be 5, 4, 3, you know what I mean? Then 14 minus 10, then 16, 20 minus 16. But then if you do 18 to 12, that won't count, right? Because you already counted these over here and over here. That's why I was like, okay, wait, let me just combine them first, right? So that's what I'm gonna try to do here. I haven't tried it, so this could not work out, obviously. So let's like we said, we don't care about the second half no more. So let's delete that, and we can just do something cool for const auto at range start and then range end and then ranges. So then again, it's using. Let me search this up real quick. Okay, my fault. This is called structured binding. I'm thinking in JavaScript. My bad. That's not me. So now that we got that, right? So let's think about it, right? So we know that all these ranges are combined, hopefully. Uh, so if we have a range from 6 to 8, for example, how are we gonna get how many numbers are in between, right? Hopefully you got it. What I'm gonna do is in how many again? How about that? And then what we're gonna do, basically, how many plus equals range end minus range start and plus one. How about just to be cool? How about we just do that? And then hopefully this is the answer. Format it so it looks nice. Just equals plus plus 7. Oh, that doesn't exist. Let's show it out. How about I just make this a long one? Just in case. What if it overflowed? It did overflow. Okay, well that makes sense. Okay, let's see. Is that the right answer? I don't think it is, because I swear I never get it right. Oh, No. Okay, that was our answer. Okay, so I did combine the. That means I that. Oh wow. Okay, that means this worked. Where that means this worked. Okay, that means I combined them correctly. Wow, that's actually surprising. Okay, that means this drawing was correct. That means this video wasn't a waste of time as well. But yeah, I just want to show you guys how I did it. I was really proud of myself thinking about I should combine them. I'm pretty sure that's a leak code problem now as well. But yeah, happy holidays.